Hey, everybody. So, you are listening to a Daydreamers podcast, and we are the Daydreamers. I'm Kayshana. Just
I'm Erin.
Erin, who is a crown maker, a
Yes.
mother, a
Yes.
bonus mother. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Because it's a D
Yes.
in here. How you
Well,
saying
I
it?
mean, bonus mother, but like I am the bonus mother.
Like my mother, like
Mother.
like Brooklyn,
MUVA. Bonus
like
mother.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you guys so much for listening. We're glad to, I guess, virtually see you back if you're watching on YouTube. Just remember you can catch us on YouTube and any other platform that has podcasting, that
Yes.
hosts podcasts. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. I know you guys are already doing that, so we're grateful.
Yes.
Erin has some comments from the last show that were
Yes.
left that she wants to share.
Okay, so the first one came via text, and they wanted to remain anonymous. So, in reference to the last show, it says, "Good morning, ladies." She texted both Kishana and I. "Good morning, ladies. I hope y'all are having a great morning. I just wanted to leave a comment on the last episode. First, let me say it was real and raw. I definitely was in my emotions. I'm also very much aware of y'all's situations, but not to this extent. Keshana, being strong is hard and you wear it so well. Your spirit is always calm and uplifting. Erin, life is always happening and throwing curveballs. However, you always find a way to make it through the day. The episode really helped me understand why it's so important to ask for help. I'm the friend that shies away from a therapist or being labeled due to my previous career choice. Once you've been diagnosed with depression, etc., it's harder to become a professional pilot on top of being a Black woman in an all-white male dominant industry. It automatically disqualifies you. But prior to kids in a relationship, I never thought about talking to anyone. Thanks, ladies, for sharing your lives and how you deal with challenges as they come."
You know what
Thank
was
you,
super.
anonymous. But that does suck because some professions, like once you go to counseling and things like that, it's like you can no longer be used. Like
Yeah, I didn't
she
find that out until like a TikTok, because again TikTok
right.
TikTok be TikToking, and there was
Mm-hmm.
somebody did a little skit and was like, it was a graduation or whatever. It was like a medical doctor that
Mm-hmm.
graduated, and it was like, oh, you were you were diagnosed with depression in the past. You can't operate as a doctor. I did
Yeah,
not
and
know
I've
that.
been binge watching Law and Order SVU. This is my second time binge watching it, all the seasons, but it's a recurring thing in that show that like them going to counseling, nobody wants to go. And I'm in recent episodes because they talk about COVID and VLM in these episodes, but they're pushing it. And in this season of episodes, they're pushing therapy because a lot of the cops, detectives and whatnot are eating their guns. And so they're pushing it a lot. But that's one of those things where it's like you don't want to say you're going through things because they'll look at you funny.
Yeah, and you literally lose your job, and you've gone through 12 years of medical school. I'm just using that field. You've gone
Yeah.
through 12 years of medical school and amassed like $250,000 in debt or whatever, and now because you were diagnosed with depression, it's not even a current situation. Just because
Mm-hmm.
it's the past, and now this is, you've been treated. You
Mm-hmm.
still cannot. You know, that's that's wild to me. I mean, there needs to be some exceptions, because if that's the
Yeah.
case, nobody would be able to do anything.
Because
So,
it's not a weakness. And you know what? And sometimes in some situations, maybe you don't need to have this type of job with what's going on with you, but admitting that you need help is not a weakness. Going through things is not a bad thing, y'all. We're all human. Like,
and that's what we're gonna talk about today. Actually, that's really kind of to extend the episode from last week, and also it also ties into the conditioning episode that we did
okay.
before. But we still got another comment. I'm
Yeah.
sorry before we
Okay.
go off.
So the last comment we got came via my family group chat. Okay. It is from Vanessa. And y'all have heard me talk about her. She is my best friend. I call her, she's known as Aunt Sweet Pea. Okay. But it came via the family group chat. Let me tell y'all something. Aunt Sweet Pea is I have number one supporters, but Aunt Sweet Pea is definitely one. when I first started crafting my painted pots in my backyard because I was pregnant and bored and on a lunch break, she was like, well, I want one. She bought it. She listens to my podcast, even the ones where I'm talking about sex and all that stuff. Like she listens to it, everything. Okay. So anyway, she says, I like how you are telling us what the episode is about, because she started listening from day one. So she's like, I like how you are telling us what the episode is about. I think you did this one and for the episode before. Next, I will need you to put a cuss-o-meter at the top.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she's
we
talking
be
about
cussing, I'm sorry, sweet pea.
and then like this in
cussing.
the family group chat. So my mama is like, yeah, she's basically like co-signing. I'm just like, all right, noted.
We be cussing, but
I did try. I said I was gonna at January 1st, I said I was gonna try to not cuss in everyday conversation, just regular combo. You know, if I'm talking about my grocery list, why am I dropping F-bombs? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, but cussing is like, it's seasoning for your sentence. It's sentence seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just give a little, little shink to it, give a little flavor.
Yeah.
You know,
but yeah. Well, and Sleepy, I'll try and unless I get heated, you know what I'm saying, or it just really calls for it. I'll try and chill out on the cussing and just regular combo. Okay. All right. Anyway, y'all always can comment on the episodes. Comment whether you listen on SoundCloud. There is a way for you to comment there. You can always email us at adaydreamerspodcast@gmail.com. You can hit our DMs, Facebook and Instagram. We don't do Twitter anymore because we're just not active over there. And if you know us personally, text us. Let us know. We love to hear from y'all. We love to hear y'all's comments. Even on YouTube, we check it out there. So leave comments on the episode, whether you agree, disagree, or whatever. We just want to hear from y'all.
Yeah, please. And thank you. Also, don't forget, we have not received any questions just yet, I don't believe. To email us at adaydreamerspodcast@gmail. If you have any questions that you want us to answer, whether that's like advice questions or it's a B. I'm sorry. I can tell if it was inside or outside. I just need to know whether I need to get up out of here or not.
Right.
I just trying to see this whole living room. I'm okay with that. But yeah, email us any questions you have. We would absolutely love to answer them. Again, we will answer them with a grain of salt. We are not professionals.
No, we're not.
So, you do what you want to do, but it's for entertainment purposes only. Please email us. We would love to answer your questions or hear some of your stories, so all right.
And depending on what time of day we record, my answer may be infused with Chardonnay, water, or coffee. Just depending on the time of day that we are recording. Right now it's water and coffee. Okay.
All right, so moving on to what's good so we can catch up. We have not done an episode in a while. Now we did back-to-back episodes and then we kind of
life be lifing.
Yeah, life be lifing. So we kind of
Zipporah's been sick. Kaishana is back in school and working crazy. It's just we're trying to get back in the swing of things, y'all.
Yeah, so what in between that time, the last time that we had an episode anyway, what's something that you did that was good for you on purpose?
Well, I have been watering my garden. I did talk about when we first came back to the show that I was planting seeds. So I've been watering my garden. It actually each garden. So like I started counseling. I actually started counseling this past Monday because one of my gardens was like being nice to myself and taking care of myself. So are you gonna eat the graham cracker? Don't just take it out. Okay. So I've been watering that garden. I'm really excited about counseling. I had a good first in-person session. And I set it up like as of right now, I'm doing it every week. I have a set time and day. I'm just starting out. I'm gonna do it every week. Maybe on down the line, I may not need to do it every week, but like right now I do. I feel like I should, especially like with mom stuff. Because I just get so overwhelmed. Like even right now, if you're watching on YouTube, you see me with this sleepy baby. It's nap time. She's not going to go to sleep now because Miss Kaishana's right here and I'm doing something. So she's determined to stay awake because I got something to do. I have one hair up in a bun, one side of my head in a bun, the other side is in a ponytail. I am ashy, you know. But my kitchen's a hot mess. You know, I was calling myself cleaning up this morning. I still got work to do, like 9 to 5 work to do. Wasn't able to do it. But all that to say, so every day, every other day, I'm overwhelmed or I'm anxious. And now that I think about it, I didn't take my anxiety medicine this morning. So for that reason, I was like, I am going to go ahead and go every week, even though like my dad issues don't pop up every day. My issues with the person I'm cutting out of my life don't pop up every day. But being a mom is every day, being a wife is every day, my house being a fucking mess every day. I feel like my life is just all over the place. This child is asking for another graham cracker when she got graham crackers right here in her face. That happens every day. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and continue to keep doing it every week for at least mom wife stuff. I'm sorry, I took the long way around. No. But that's what I've been doing for myself. I water my garden. That's making me happy. I know I'm excited about it. And then I started my crowns. I officially put my crowns out to let people know that they are for purchase. And what I mean by crowns is I make Pom-Pom headpieces. If you follow me on my Insta, Love Aaron AD, then you've seen me make them for my baby, for me. Mm-hmm. And this Juneteenth, I put them out there to be like, I have crowns, I'm making crowns, and I did have someone buy 2. So I'm excited about that.
You should be. They're beautiful. And I think you're doing a great job. And I just want to say, I told you I was proud of you. I'm going to say it again on the podcast. I'm very proud of you. I think they're beautiful. Zipporah is the world's best model. Because
no, she ain't.
Let me tell y'all something. If y'all are watching on YouTube, look at this baby. She's so freaking cute. And her little Spider-Man onesie. Look how she's looking.
She's so sleepy. She won't go to sleep.
That's okay. She's just trying to see. She's trying to be in the mix. She's trying to know what's going on.
She is.
Let's see. So the good thing I do on purpose all the time anyway is therapy. You know, so I didn't even really think to count that. I took a trip, which was cool.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was actually more than cool.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Another good thing I did for me, which is actually what inspired this episode. It ties into some of our past episodes, but it was inspired by a decision I made recently, a decision my therapist and I made, something that she thought would be best. I took a leave from work. This is the first time I've ever done this. I am currently on a leave of absence from work in order to increase treatment, increase my sessions, which I did, and also just kind of give myself a break. Now, Aaron mentioned I got a lot of stuff going on. That stuff is still going on, but I kind of think of it as like we all got like shit, right? Cuss-o-meter. We all got shit. Sorry, Sweetie. So we got our shit, right? And it's either some of the shit is just out, like it's just out, right? But some of it, you know, you get your shit together. And as Morty from Rick and Morty would say, get your shit together, put it in a backpack, do whatever you got to do to get it together, Walmart bag, whatever. So I think of mine as a book bag. So that allows me to, this break or leave allows me to kind of take one of the heavier textbooks out of my book bag. I still got shit in there, but it's not as heavy. You know, still got stuff to do with. That does not make my mother not be sick. That does not make this divorce go away. It does not make school go away. It doesn't make anything else go away.
Okay.
But what it does do is it lightens the load, and it also gives me more time to focus on some of the things that are important to me and working on being more present, as well as meeting with my therapist more to make sure Kayshawn is okay, because if she's not okay, she can't do none of this shit. That's in her bag. She can't even pick it up. So, you know, so this was the best thing for me. So I guess we can move into the main topic of the day, which is rest in Black women. I know majority of our listeners are Black women. So I kind of wanted to talk with you, Aaron, Black woman, about the perception of rest. And I had a lot of feelings around doing the paperwork for it. And I'm just like, and like what it meant. Like I said, I've never taken a leave before at all. I didn't know how to feel. Don't know what to expect. It just started. Um, I don't know anything. I actually get like a little nervous about like what will I do? Like I know what I'll do. And I set up a plan with my therapist, but I don't know how to rest in the spaces that I'm supposed to rest in, because I always feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing. And you said this in the conditioning episode. I remember, what did you say about like when somebody come in the room?
Like when an authority figure or a superior or somebody like that, when I see them walking out, I'm like, let me act like I'm doing something. Like right now, I'm in my office. My computer is in front of my window. I have a big window in my office. And so I can see who's coming in my driveway. So like when my husband comes up, now my husband don't act like a daddy. He's not beating me. He's not controlling. Sometimes he can be an ass, but but he's not like that. Sometimes he will be like, you ain't do nothing in the house today. Sometimes I'm like, no, I didn't. And then sometimes I'm like, I did. You just can't tell because you have a toddler in the house. I did clean up, but she put shit right back on the floor. But anyway, all that to say, like when I see him pulling up, I automatically go back to like growing up in my mama's house. And I'm like, oh, let me not be sitting here. Or let me get off Pinterest and pull my work up. I could be done with work.
Doing something.
I could be done with work, but I'm like, let me pull a spreadsheet up. And it's like, oh, Aaron, chill. And he don't, like I said, he come in the house and he not saying nothing. He just like, hey, babe, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom. All right. But I just, for 10 seconds, I'm just, anxiety is just kicked up. And I'm like, I need to be cleaning up something.
I want to ask the listeners their experience. I mean, so do y'all have the same type of feelings? Because it seems like both me and Aaron have some sort of something. Our attitudes, beliefs, and feelings and shit around rest. Sorry, Sweet they're fucked up. They just are. And I think that's a Black woman thing. And I don't think it's every Black woman, but we are such problem solvers and fixers and doers. Mm-hmm. And then you add actual responsibilities on top of that, like motherhood, being a wife, or being a good significant other or partner, or whatever. We don't tend to do rest very well. And I know this to be true, because if it wasn't true, it's not just my experience, but if it wasn't true, this whole soft life, have you ever heard of soft life?
No.
It's like a whole movement on social media. It's called soft life. It's about resting.
Does this have to do with like therapy and counseling and people who are centered and meditating and stuff? Because I'm not one of them people.
No, it's whatever you make it. It's chilling. Okay. It's not hopping up and having your nervous system on edge because you feel like you need to be doing something. It's actually relaxing. It's like it's not damsel in distress, but it's kind of like damsel-y. Like, I'm gonna go get I'm gonna have soft life. I'm gonna be cared for, and I'm gonna let people care for me. I'm gonna let
a bit of a damsel in distress princess complex. I talk about that in regards to my husband. I do have that in regards to my husband. I have worked on that throughout the years, but I did get married, and a part of me was just like, oh, whatever, because my husband, and I had that bad.
No, that's what you're supposed to do. What do you mean? Well, let me not say supposed to. If you choose to do that, that's whatever decisions. We'll have an episode about marriage one day.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show,
right? And I think we need to. Whatever decisions that are made in the marriage and are agreed upon by the people within the marriage is good for them. It's great. Whatever people want to do. Not what you're not supposed to do. I don't need that. But so soft life is like literally like have you heard of like romanticizing your life? Kinda. So it's kind of like that. It's going for walks and smelling flowers and things like that. It doesn't just don't work. Or it's really being intentionally nice to yourself and things like that. Speaking to yourself kindly. What is your inner dialogue like? Are you nice to Aaron in here?
Not always.
I'm pointing to my Yeah,
I'm
like
not
so they
always
get a
nice to
dialogue.
Aaron.
You talk to yourself. You be cussing yourself out because I know I do.
Okay, well, it goes through, there's phases because on an early episode of a Daydreamers podcast, I say that I would say to myself stuff like, "Oh, girl, you should have been smarter." Like, because I'm a crafty person, artsy person, and I wish I was. I used to tell my husband like, "I'm so sorry, I'm not smart. Like, I'm not a math science smart." And I say that in a sense because like math and science people make money. Art people, creative people, we ain't making no money. And I'm like, I feel like I'm such a burden
Some
to
people
him.
are.
And oh, you're so, and then, but it's like, Aaron stopped because he ain't thinking that. He thought you was a bum chick. He wouldn't even like, he would have just had sex with you and kept right on moving. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, be
But
kind to yourself and give yourself grace. And one thing I think we have to remember, especially us who have anxiety, because it's literally thinking too much and worrying too much
I
about
didn't realize I had that
probably
till I
some
was,
shit that happened in sixth grade when you fell down the stairs and you should have did this, or the conversation you had with somebody and you feel like you should have said something different, or why didn't you do this then, and just kind of ruminating on those things. Um,
mm-hmm.
even just poor choices in the past
Yeah.
that we
I have to
made.
stop myself from thinking about, it's maybe like 3 or 4 things that live in my head on a cycle. And every now and then I have to be like, Aaron, just stop thinking about that. That was in the 10th grade.
And then when you do
That
think
was
about it,
freshman year in college. Chill out, Aaron. Stop thinking
we
about that.
can't necessarily control what pops into our head. We can't.
Mm-hmm.
But what we can do is we can control the narrative of it after it
Mm-hmm.
pops up. What do we do with it? Or what do we
Mm-hmm.
tell ourselves after it pops up? So just when those things come up in the past, maybe with some decisions that you probably are not too keen on,
Right.
just
Right.
remember that you 9 times out of 10, unless you knowingly did something, but 9 times out of 10, you did what you thought was best for you at that time
Yeah.
with the knowledge that you had at
Yeah.
that time. You
I came
cannot
across
know
something like
stuff
that before.
that you don't know.
Right. Like I came across, oh my God. So I think about that in regards to my husband. And how when and how our relationship started. I think about that. And so a relationship I was in college that was very traumatizing, and I beat myself up for years about that. And then I came across like a quote or something like that, and I was like, oh, that's right. I did what I made the decisions I made with the information that I had. So 19-year-old Erin did X, Y, and Z because she was 19 and that's all she knew. Like 21-year-old Erin did 21-year-old things because that's what she knew. She didn't know all this other stuff. So yeah, that's what helped me stop beating myself up about certain things I did in my past, especially those 19, 20, 21, 22 ages when you just do dumb shit.
I'm still on mute.
Yeah,
Right.
you're on mute.
Right. I mean, you're gonna do it. And even in our grown old age,
Mm-hmm.
we do what we think is best with the knowledge that we have. And the same thing, I know that motherhood probably has you thinking, questioning some of your decisions around Zipporah and things like that when she was tiny and things. That's your first baby and stuff. Like, you do the best you can with the knowledge that you have.
Mm-hmm. And the resources that you have.
Yeah, with the resource. Thank you. That's another thing. With the resources that you had. So looking at a little Erin making them decisions, you did what you could, and so did Kayshawn. She did what she thought. We thought that was the best thing. You think
Yeah. We ain't know no better. In some cases, I ain't know no better.
We thought it was good. That's why we did it. And you know what? It turns out it was bullshit and we should have did it. And it was probably some of the worst.
It was a life lesson.
It was a lesson. And that's the thing, is like you take it and you move on. But anyway, back to rest. But that's a part of it. And that whole soft life thing is being nice to you. If you wouldn't let anybody talk to you the way you talk to you, then you don't need to talk to you like that. And I hope
because I'll be quick. If you ever start getting down on yourself, I'm always like, girl, cut that shit out.
But and we do that, but in the meantime, we talk to ourselves like, bitch, you wasn't supposed to.
My girl,
so man,
Keisha texted me the other day. Keisha texted me, was like, Aaron, I just need you to be honest with me. Am I selfish? Am I this? Am I this? And I said, who messing with you? Who over there jealous of
The
you?
same.
Who over there? Because why? That's not even how you are, who you are. Who over there? What?
The same way you don't play about your friends and your family is the same way you need to not play about
I was
you.
like, girl, go somewhere talking about you selfish and self-centered and what?
Girl, the same way you see the attitude and the disbelief. You need to have that same, keep that same energy.
Yeah.
As
with
Tiana
yourself.
said, keep that same energy for yourself. Because sometimes you're the only person who's gonna have it. And if you don't have it, nobody might. You can't depend on others for that. You got to take care of you.
Yeah.
And if that means sitting your ass down and taking a leave, despite the fact that you've never done it before or whatever, or if that's saying no to an outing or to something somebody asked you to do, it doesn't matter what they think. You got to do that for you.
I think that's really dope, you taking a leave. I've only heard about people taking a leave when they're an adult. And sometimes I forget that I am an adult. Like, sometimes I forget that I am of adult age.
You don't have to be pregnant to rest.
Yeah, but I hear about it in those aspects when somebody's sick, like when an auntie is sick or something like that.
No one has to be dying for you to take a break.
That's true.
The sheer amount of hours. I'm not even taking all the time that I could take.
Right.
I'm not. Just because, and I have that many hours. I told my friend, I sent her, like, I was like, hey, look, this is how many hours I got. And she was like, oh my God, are you bragging? Da, da, da. And I was like, no, I'm looking at it. We're looking at it in two totally different ways. Like, she's like, damn, that's awesome. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, no, this is what happens when you don't take care of yourself.
Right.
This is why I have so many hours. I never take off. Not for real.
Yeah.
And now, I'm just glad, which is why last episode we were talking about recognizing the signs. It's so funny.
Depression, recognizing
signs and shit. I'm going back and I'm looking at making a TikTok and stuff like that. And I'm like, Kashana, you talking about these things. Aaron's talking about these things. Everything you have named, you have done.
Mm-hmm.
You have done within the last week. You're not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then I'm not going to say what it is. I mean, if you want to, then you can. I just know in the past couple of years, you've had things happen to you and you didn't sit down like this happened maybe 3 years ago and you dealt with it as much as you could at the time. And then you went back to work or you went on and did this. And then like the next year, this happened. And it was a traumatic experience on, whatever level. And then you just kept right on moving, So like you kind of had a lot of things happen back to back to back.
And if you have thoughts about taking a break or whatever, and if it'll actually help, think about this. Has not taking a break helped? No.
What's this going to do?
So let's try something different.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be thoughts around it. Like I have thoughts still. I have to keep saying like, okay, well, you're still in school, you're still doing this, and you're still doing that. I don't even remember what episode we were talking about. No. I was in, it was at the beginning of the year. I was on a panel for a New Year's thing. And I said this, I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast, but your self-worth is not tied into your ability to produce. You are not what you produce. You are not what you do. You are not what you can do for the people. You are not what you can do for the world. You, as in you, are valuable. You're valuable. That, not what you can produce. And that's something I have to keep reminding myself of. Because because the conditioning, if you ain't doing what you doing?
Right.
Like, where's your worth coming from? Your worth comes from you. Erin is important because she's Erin, not because she's bomb and can make these dope ass planners and crowns and she's a good mother. She's valuable in relation to who she is to her, not just to the things that she can bring to other people, whether that's, husband, baby, son, family, whatever. So I hope you guys hear that and really really take that in, we see all the time. It's like a little meme in t-shirts now, just you are enough and da 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 da, whatever. It may sound corny, but you are enough, and
You
you are
are.
enough of a reason to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I hope that is maybe helpful for somebody. I don't care. And
Wasn't your last exhibition was about Black women in resting?
I did a
Yeah.
whole art series on it.
Yes.
Black
Y'all
women
please go
in
check that out.
rest.
I have the link to that in our show notes
Awesome,
to
thank you.
to visit to see her the online exhibition. The online exhibition is still up.
And I'm
But
not done
yeah.
with it. It'll I'm still extending the series, so I hope to get it shown again with the new pieces as well. It also incorporates poetry. Um, it's
I
it's
didn't
all
know you
about
were a
rest
poet.
and taking care.
I didn't know you were a poet.
Yeah, I do things. I write. I also write short stories and
How
things like
do
that.
how I want to write poetry. And I
You
said I wanted to write short stories only because I want to get into voice acting.
need to talk
And
to Roxanne.
so,
We need to have Roxanne on the show.
yeah,
We really need to have Roxanne on the show.
let's set that up. Well, all right. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think that would be dope. But if you want to learn how to write and stuff, I would definitely talk to her. So
Hmm.
yeah. So that's really as far as the meat. All I want to talk about. I don't know nothing about nothing that's current.
Girl, I'm him.
They said
Zipporah was sick.
Migos breaking up. I
Huh?
don't know what that means. I
Say
said
what?
they said some Migos breaking up.
The
I don't know what
Migos
that
are
means.
breaking up.
They said
Break.
something about that. Maybe the old boy really did get left off Baton Rouge. I don't know.
Girl, shut up. I don't know. I had my head down. Zipporah was sick last week. She was home all week with RSV. This her first week back in day. I don't keep.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
have.
because I wanted to come over there. Yeah,
Yeah, and but she had
grown people can get
RSV and
RSV, y'all. And just in case you didn't know,
say what? You're muted.
why? Okay, I was saying grown people can get RSV, just so they.
I didn't realize adults could get. I thought that was just a baby taller thing. But yeah, I don't know what's going on in these streets. Because I'm at home. We had a BCC meeting the other day. I put it in my calendar and everything, and forgot. My mind is everywhere else, but what's trending on social media.
We are
Um
knocking these murals out. Like for
yeah.
real, it's the last one. I think it's getting done today. On
Yeah,
some
so
like
our group was
Providence.
commissioned to do some murals about mental health awareness. We're about to wrap it up. Mental health awareness. And so how many have we done so far?
This is the third one. So the
Yeah,
one
and
that
they're
we
really
just
dope.
done, and then like the one today is in Lake Providence, and it'll be done by this weekend.
It's really dope. Well, let me ask you this. You got any church announcements?
No,
No church announcements.
no, I'm on break.
Yeah, I'm really happy you're taking a break. I don't have any church announcements either. I do have a couple bulletins though. Just real quick, some little notes that I have that I want to share with y'all. So I'm reading, and I want y'all to read with me. Kayshana, do you read outside of your psychology textbooks? And
Sometimes, yes.
okay, well, what are you reading?
Right now, nothing.
Okay, outside of the textbooks, nothing right now. Okay, yeah, you don't have time. But I read with my audiobooks because I don't have time to sit down and read anymore. And like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, you see this child all over me. If you've been listening, you heard all the stuff dumping on the floor. That's the new box of 64 crayons I just bought her. I don't have time to sit down and read. So I'm always plugged in. I use Audible and I use Hoopla. So with that being said, Hoopla, what the fuck? Okay. Hoopla, you like with your library card, you can check out books on Hoopla for like audiobooks and ebooks and stuff. But I didn't realize there was a limit on how many you can rent and borrow. Like I've already exceeded my max, and it's like how many? 10? No, it's my monthly lending limit is 7 books. And it's like at the time, I have 10 more days left in June. Like right now, today is Saturday, June 25th. we got like 5 more days. What am I supposed to do? And then I also use Audible, but like you have credits on Audible. So like I'm having to find, I don't want to, I've already used up some credits and I don't want to use any more credits. So I'm having to find books that are in my membership that are technically free. You don't have to use a credit. But anyway, all that to say, I'm reading and I want to know what y'all are reading. Let me know. We can kind of do like a little, I don't know, book club type deal. I just finished going through some Elin Harris books. And the best thing about Elin Harris books is that the narrator, Myron Willis, I love his voice. I freaking love his voice. Okay. And then I'm going through some Eric Jerome Dickey books. I'm going through Stephanie Plum series by Janet
Not
Ivanovich.
the high school books. Not the Chasing Destiny.
I'm going through some Eric Jerome Dickeys. I'm doing that. But also Stephanie Plum series. It's kind of kooky. It's about this New Jersey white girl that's a bounty hunter. She just does not have her life together. She succeeds at being a bounty hunter, but it's also because she's just a royal fuck up and she just gets lucky. But it's funny, it's light and everything. I like that.
I think we need to revisit those high school books we read, like the Eric Jerome Dickeys, the Mary Monroe, The Guy Don't Like Ugly.
We can.
I didn't read any of those Mary Monroe books until I was an adult.
Let's do all that stuff. And then I've also gotten to some Audible original short stories. One that I just finished, Passion Podcast, is really cool. It's 2 African-American gay men. They both do like true crime podcasts and they're enemies, but they end up coming together because one of their fans passed away and it was like her wish for them to do a podcast together. So her mom met them at a panel and she was like, will y'all please do this? My daughter love y'all so much, yada, yada. So they're forced to work with each other. And so it's just really cool because, I'm a podcast host. These are 2 podcast hosts. They don't like each other. They come together, yada, yada. So it's really cool. And the next thing on my reading list is the 3 Mrs. Gray sequel. It's about this man who does a lot of like black market type stuff, but he apparently has 3 wives and they find out when somebody shoots him and he's in a hospital and they all show up at the same time. And it's a fight in the waiting room, like legit.
Like Frankie Lyman.
Yeah.
Frankie
like
Lyman.
that.
So like y'all that are listening, what if we were the only people, like were we the only people who went to high school where those books was passed around? And I want to know what books y'all had that were passed around like in the girls group, because we had books we weren't supposed to be reading. And I'm gonna just say that, but I want to know if that was the same at everybody's high school or was it just
right passing all the Zane books around and stuff.
What it was. I just want to know if that was everybody else's experience as well. And also, where did you get nobody knew who it actually belonged to? Like the actual owner, you just gave it back to the person that you got it from.
Who gave it to you? Mm-hmm. So y'all, tell us what you're reading and what should we put on our reading list. I guess I could put what I'm reading. I don't know, in the show notes or on our Insta in a story or something. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Let us know what you're reading and we'll do like a book club type deal. Maybe we'll see how that turns out. You got any bulletins?
Not really.
I think I'm going to do a painted pot yard sale.
You want to do it?
I'm a plan on doing it.
We go skating, so like we be talking about this like every episode, and
you be busy.
That's not the point.
I be busy too, but you be busy on a different level.
We're gonna go.
Okay, but I'm thinking of doing a painted pot sale, y'all. I'm gonna do that to get my confidence up so that I can, because painting is not my medium. Talking is my medium. So when people say they like my pot,
don't limit yourself.
I'm pushing myself out. Kayshana has 2 of my painted pots. You just
literally verbally limited yourself.
But what I'm saying is though, I did say that's not my medium. I'm being open about it though. I'm saying I'm
it's
uncomfortable.
One of your mediums because you do it.
Okay. I just told somebody that. I told somebody, I was like, it's not my medium. And I was like, but you know what? It probably is. I said, my painter friends will probably tell me it is because I'm doing it. But I guess it's not like my major one or something. I don't know.
You already knew what I was going to say.
I'm uncomfortable with it, but I'm moving past it. So to help me get past it, I'm going to just paint my flower pots and I'm going to put them in my front yard and have a sign that says painted terracotta pots for this amount of money. And just so I can just get myself out there because eventually
we
I
gonna
want
buy
to
'em.
go to like river markets and that type of thing and sell
And
my
we gonna
crowns
buy
and stuff.
them. And they gonna buy them. And we all gonna buy them.
Okay, well, I just need to. I'm not
I just
confident.
gonna buy 3.
Well, you already own 2, so I feel good about that. But I'm just saying, like, I just need to do this just to get myself out there, just to push myself. So I'm gonna just paint, put it in my front yard, pour it in a little kiddie pool, sidewalk chalk, have my cooler of milk, water, and wine, and and just post up outside for my painted pot yard sale. So yeah, I'm trying to get there. This is my process of being nice to myself and not limiting myself.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, not really. I just want to talk about that. That was it. That was pretty much it. But I think we'll need to do another episode super soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, y'all, make sure y'all send in the questions and the comments and such. And I really do want to know if y'all was passing books around that y'all wasn't supposed to be reading in high school. And in junior high, shoot, some people got them in junior high. I didn't in high school, but I just want to know. And also,
if I read that type of
did
stuff,
you read it? Not just did you pass it, but did you actually read it?
I used to read my mama's, the small thick books that you get in Walmart, the romance novels. She had those stacked
you know what
up.
You call those? Like when I worked in prison, it was like, these are urban novels. And the kids would ask for those novels. You know why. But yeah. They would ask for them. Like,
you worked in the male detention center, right?
Mm-hmm.
The boys, the young boys, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nasty.
Yeah, exactly.
Nasty.
But that's pretty much it, though.
All right. Well, y'all, make sure y'all hit us up on all of our socials. Find me at Love Aaron AD. Oh, yeah. And find Kayshana at
Kayshana. People used to call me Kayshana, and I was like, who is that? It's KHG Studios with an S. That's on TikTok, Instagram, as well as Facebook.
Yeah, and follow the podcast at A Daydreamers Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and make sure y'all email us at adaydreamerspodcast@gmail.com, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Okay, bye.